Hi everyone, how are you doing? Welcome to August. I believe it's August already. How do we get here? Oh yeah, hot and smoky in Montana right now. So I'm filming this, so it's really gross to go outside. There's this smoke haze. But I don't think we're supposed to get any rain. It's only like 26% humidity, so not much humidity at all. So, August 8th is the Lion's Gate. We're going to do a ritual look for the ritual. I may leave it. You get on the list, definitely get access to the ritual, and I'll probably let it go an extra week just because summer is such a busy time. So, and everything is so freaking liminal. Huge liminal spaces still. Just like, think of big basins you're traversing and going across. That's how big it is right now. And the nose is an issue lately because it runs. So yeah, let's get into the reading, which we've got Earth Magic and the Star Spinner Tarot this month. So let's get a guide card. Ooh, well, you don't get much more fiery than this card, or much more volcanic. So we got Volcano Volatility. Woohoo! Kaboomba. So, why do I think we have this? I don't think our life's going to explode. I don't think it's going to be bad. The feel is that there's so much changing that you're kind of like, there's a lot of, it's volatility. Sometimes I like when they put keywords, and sometimes the keywords kind of like, excuse me, not this time. What it feels like is kind of like that change, that whether it's big or small or in between, that's pivotal. And life isn't going to be the same. And this is coming after the year of 2020. I wanted change, working through a lot of stuff to get where you are in this 8th month of the year. It's a lot of integration. There's a lot of processing. The change we didn't want, change we wanted, working to actively change things now. Because I feel like 2020, everyone was just so overwhelmed. And this year we've been a tiny little overwhelmed with a collective. Collective's still wonky woo, but it's leveled off more. We don't get like these huge spikes that up level us into another area. So we've had a bit of time to do some personal work, to take some time and be like, ooh, I'm different that way. This isn't working for me anymore. That's the kind of thing we're looking at. And maybe you just need to throw some old behaviors into that volcano and, sacrifice them. Always a possibility. And where do you need that fire to help you kind of process, integrate, change, move energy? Fire is a really great cleanser. It's also a really hot summer too for a lot of us. Pacific Northwest. I always feel like Montana gets put in the Pacific Northwest, and we're kind of a little bit of both. When you get northwest, I'm kind of more like the Rocky Mountains. By the time you get east, it's kind of very arid and kind of more plainsy. It's kind of like a weird, we're Pacific Northwest, but in a lot of ways we're not. It's just kind of a weird thing. But we are hot here. We are dry here. We are in severe drought where I am. And if you're not in severe drought in Montana, you just, drought on your way. Put on slippers. Those are cold. Onto severe drought. So there's a lot going on with just like fire in general in a lot of places. And in some places you're having more water, but here it's fire. Here it's heat. Here it's dryness. You're just trying to stay hydrated and your mouth is dry and everything's dry. So let's pull 2 cards. 1, 2. Oh, what will they be? Okay, so first card, Ace of Wands. And I feel like this is here because of that volcano energy. Fire and new beginnings. Aces are always that raw energy. These cards have a lot of light on them, so it's hard to have a lot of raw energy to them. It's that primal initial burst of bam. So what are you looking to change? How do you want to change it? You want to move into that. And the Ace of Wands also. Like what? Ace of Wands is reminding us you want to do this. What do you want? Where do you want to head? Because change will happen. Change just happens sometimes. And that's fine. And the problem is when you just have change happen, and you're like, whoa, change. And you're like, wait a minute. I don't like this. How do I change my change? I want different change. This is what that card's helping us with, is that, ooh, I'm changing. Think something needs to change in my life. There's something integrating. There's a change happening. The liminal's coming in still. We're still in that liminal period. It's huge. It's so vast. But this Ace of Wands is reminding, get creative and guide it. Guide that change into the change that you want. What do you want to direct it to? And there may be so many different little changes happening and some big changes happening. And not everyone's going to be, it's not going to be like everyone's going do in a line together. It's going to be like one's way up there and the other's like way back there and like two are right here. So you have like all these things on different levels and different places, and it's a lot to keep track of. So do your best, work with what's on the surface and direct that change. Because then our next card is the Nine of Chalices, which would be the Nine of Cups. So I feel like we've got this big juicy love energy that comes in. And it's really not an external love, it's more of a personal internal love. Finding the things in life that are like, yes, 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 yes. This is it. This feels nice and good. This is right. This change that I set, this path I went on, led me to this. This is what we're looking for, those yummy things. To make you feel like, oh yeah, I love this. That make you feel really good, that make you fall in love with them. And you have to remember, just because you love something intensely for a while doesn't always mean it stays. Some things you're really into, and then like a year later, I made a lot of cards at one point, and I was really into making handmade decks. And then I'm done. And now I kind of circled back into like, maybe I'll make a Zodiac deck. Maybe I'll take that Zodiac deck class, and that feels really good. So things you love can also like morph. Things you're really interested in and are feeling really good can change a little bit. And that's part of where that Ace of Wands comes in, is reminding us that things are mutable. And that mutable is good. And that things we love can also be mutable. And they can change and be different in nature and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't have to stay the same. It's not like static, stagnant, stuck, locked. Those are all words that, get thrown around a lot too. When you have this energy of like, nothing's moving. And I think too, partly because the liminal is so freaking fast right now that it doesn't feel like the change is happening, or that it's happening very quickly, but it's there. And you're just like, oh, maybe I just need to just keep walking, keep using that primal fire energy to get to this really nice feeling place. And remember, just because it feels like it's not happening doesn't mean it's not. A lot of times things can be very subtle. And if it's a small change, sometimes those small changes can be really hard to see when you're you in the thick of it. It's like, oh, where's this? It's like seeing the trees through the forest, or the forest through the trees. It's just you're way too close. We'll go with the one that fell out today, the affirmation cards, and we got Soaring Soul, which I feel like fits in really, really well with this reading, because it's all about our soul soaring and having that beautiful feeling of freedom and everything, of systems that support us and don't tear us down, and recreating what needs to be recreated on a personal level, also on a systematic greater level too, because it's all tied together. If the system is designed to keep you down, it makes this really, really hard to do. It changes that volcano energy into a little bit more of a destruction energy. It changes that Ace of Wands into an activist energy, and that Nine of Chalices into the dream. So, there's so, where is it for you? You got to look at those things. So, let's do a quick recap. So, volcano volatility. Just let the old stuff you don't need go. Toss it, sacrifice it into this volcano, and let it just bye-bye. The next card is the Ace of Wands, and that is also, once again, another fire card. And we're getting creative in how we change things. We're not just going to be like, I did it that way all the way, so I should just keep doing it. You're like, no. Does that way work? You're going to look at that. And then you're going to check it out with this Nine of Chalices energy and be like, does that feel good? Does this, how I do it, feel good? Change is dynamic. It's flowing. It's, at times it may feel like you're stuck, but you're not. It's just kind of going through a little moment of awkwardness, where you may not be sure where you're going, and your change may not be sure where you're going. And that's your job, to bring it all together so you can have this soaring soul energy and really enjoy that feelings of the change, because change can be really nice. And I want you to drop any ideas of this. It's got to be hard. It's got to be difficult. Oh, you only learn if it's challenging and difficult and painful. How can you find that change with a sweet spot? And I really feel like the Nine of Chalices also is encouraging us to feel the luscious, soft, gentle marshmallowiness that change can be. We don't have to make it a hard-edged blade. It doesn't have to be all corners and edges that hurt. It can be soft and gushy and plush. So remember that as you're working through it. And, if you need more guidance, you can always pick up a reading. Links are down below in the boxy thing down there. So if you need more support or anything like that, definitely a good way to get some more support, because I love change readings. They are my sweet spot. Transformation, the liminal, how to make changes in a compassionate, gentle way. It's something I can get excited about. I don't know about you. So, liminal, huge, fast change. It's just the energy I see when I look at the liminal right now, this liminal space of the people who are in my little energy pool, is this huge place. And it's that huge because that's what we need. We need that space to traverse. We need that space to process, to integrate, to figure out what it is we're doing. What's changed? What's not changed? What do you want to change? It's really big. Enjoy it and let it create space for that stuff coming in. So, alrighty, everyone, have a wonderful, wonderful August and a great Lionsgate. Go out there and be the love in the world. Bye-bye.